We are coming up on 7:59 on your Monday morning commute, and I take you live back to Milwaukee on Highway 224, the Milwaukee Expressway. Westbound still running really slow because of this earlier crash near Webster Road. Photojournalist Eric Patterson's been on the scene for a little while, and you can see that westbound lineup now stacked up about a mile and a half to the other side of I-205. So that's one of our trouble spots this morning. Highway 26, sun glare. The problem there out near Murray Boulevard. The drive coming in from Hillsborough has jumped up to about 31 minutes at last check. Rod?
Well, still cloudy here in downtown, Chris. Thank you for that. Looking out the window, though, here by Lincoln High School, it looks like the cloud deck's pretty thin over Portland, meaning it will be breaking really any time now. Now, you go down to Salem, perfectly clear, no clouds to break there. Here is the shot of the low clouds over Portland, and it is absolutely fog up in the West Hills. 54 is the number. But again, this will go on to be a gorgeous day. Fall begins at 11:19 this morning, 64 degrees at noon, a high today of 77 and a dry 70.
Right now on KGW, 4 killed in a crash in Marion County over the weekend. And today, the driver accused of causing that crash is headed to court. Coming up, what we're learning about the charges he faces and the families left behind. Plus,
this isn't child's play. I mean, eventually, and it has happened, people are going to be killed.
A Southwest Portland cannabis dispensary robbed at gunpoint for the second time in less than a year. Coming up, the reward that the owner is offering and her warning about what could happen if these types of crimes don't stop. Then later.
Fat Bear Week is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the internet.
the survival of the fattest. Fat Bear Week is back, and these huge, ginormous grizzlies are battling it out for the ultimate title. 8 o'clock hour sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. You said that this is your introduction to Fat Bear Week.
I have never heard of such a thing.
Chris and Rod, as we bring you into the mix here in the 8 o'clock hour. You guys have heard of it. We've covered this in years past, right? You remember
It's
Fat
awesome.
Bear Week?
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best Fat Bear Week.
Like head off a salmon.
Hey, Rod.
Yes.
Hey, Rod, stand up normal and just turn to the side. That's a pretty good Fat Bear impersonation, too. I'm kidding,
very
my
much,
friend.
man. Thank you.
I'm kidding, my buddy.
All right. Fat Bear Week. It just rolls off the tongue beautifully, doesn't it? It's great. Here's Snookwinds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. We have clear blue skies. Gorgeous. Wow. Here's downtown Portland. Again, one of the spots getting some fog and low clouds, but they will literally start to clear at any moment marching forward. This is going to turn into an absolutely perfectly clear day with beautiful conditions. 54 is the number out of PDX out the door. We'll be 64 noon and then 77 at 5 o'clock. I will tell you, because of calorie burn, runners like Chris McGinnis do not get to celebrate Fat Bear Week.
We just eat all we want. You got to work hard, though, to burn that off, man. And it's not so easy when you get older. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up on the east side here. On a serious note, we do have a crash right now on the Milwaukee Expressway, Highway 224 westbound. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene. It looks like they are in the clearing stages there. However, the backup is going to take a little while to flush out. There you can see that westbound commute slow for about a mile and a half back to the other side of I-205. So give yourself a few extra minutes to get around that. Sun glare on the west side. There's a look at the drive in on the sunset. Drivers out near Murray Boulevard puttering along a little bit there as they stare into that rising sun. Meanwhile, the I-5 drive through Bridgeport Village running a little thick as well. Total trip in from Wilsonville right now, right around 24 minutes. True, China?
All right, thank you, Chris. Let's get to our top story here at 8 o'clock. 4 people died in a crash in Salem over the weekend, and the driver accused of causing that crash is set to appear in court later today.
Libby Dowsett joins us with the latest on the driver and the multiple victims in this crash. Libby.
China, the Marion County Sheriff's Office says the crash killed 4 young people believed to be in their late teens or early 20s. It happened Saturday night just before 8 along Cordon Road Northeast in Salem. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says the driver of a Volkswagen Jetta, 23-year-old Saul Hernandez Roblero, crossed the southbound lane and collided with a Buick Enclave. Authorities say the 4 young men or teens killed were passengers in the back seat of the Jetta. The driver, Hernandez Roblero, and a 5th passenger in the front seat were hospitalized with serious injuries. The driver of the Buick and 2 children were also taken to Salem Hospital to be evaluated. The sheriff's office says it's still investigating the crash as Hernandez Roblero faces multiple charges, including first-degree manslaughter, DUI, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. He is set to be arraigned on charges in Marion County this afternoon. China.
Libby, thank you. And 1 person is dead following a crash in Troutdale. This one happened around 7:40 Saturday night on Southeast Troutdale Road, north of Division Drive. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office believes that a driver crashed into a parked car in a driveway. They were pronounced dead at the scene. There were people inside the parked car, but none of them were hurt.
There was also a deadly crash on I-84 over the weekend involving 2 cars and a wrong-way driver. This happened Saturday morning near Corbett. When first responders got there, they found one of the cars on fire. The driver had to be pulled out and was taken to the hospital. The driver of the second car was pronounced dead at the scene.
1 person is facing life-threatening injuries after a shooting in Forest Grove. This happened just before 12:15 this Sunday afternoon near TV Highway and Pacific Avenue. The victim had to be life-flighted to the hospital. We reached out to police for more information on their condition as well as details about a suspect and are waiting to hear back.
Portland police were involved in a shooting this weekend at a gas station at Southeast 122nd and Division. The man they shot is in the hospital. Investigators say he also fired at police. KGW's Catherine Cook walks us through what happened.
It was pretty crazy, you know.
Saturday morning, police shut down Southeast 122nd and Division after a shooting at this gas station involving a suspect and officers.
I heard like a lot of gunshots and like people screaming.
Around 9:15, police say officers surrounded this Nissan and challenged the man inside.
He was a white man with tattoos.
He wouldn't get out, and then when he did open the door, he had a gun in his hand.
During that stop, there was an exchange of gunfire.
Sergeant Kevin Allen says no officers were hurt, but the suspect was hit. Police began first aid before paramedics arrived and took him to the hospital.
At this point, the injuries to the suspect appear to be non-life-threatening.
Police recovered this gun from the suspect's car, and they found bullet holes in a patrol car and a private vehicle. They also interviewed a woman they say was in the suspect's car at the time, describing her as a witness.
Police tell us this whole thing started here at a different gas station on Southeast 84th and Foster. An attendant told officers the suspect threatened them with a gun before taking off.
I believe this was outstanding police work, and we had officers that were looking all around the precinct and their patrol areas for the suspect vehicle, and it really paid off.
For people who live and work in the neighborhood, it's still frustrating.
It's sad that this is happening. Very sad. We've got to do something soon.
It's very unfortunate whenever you have gunfire in our city streets, and it's something that we take seriously, and we really want to make sure the public knows that we go above and beyond to make sure these are investigated fully.
And as the red tape flutters, so do emotions.
There were a lot of people around when this happened.
But on this day, no one else was hit.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in.
In Southeast Portland,
Yeah.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Your time now is 8:07, and check this out. The Moreland Theater celebrating its 100th anniversary. Over the weekend, the theater hosted free movie screenings and discounted sessions. The celebration was also part fundraiser to restore the theater's iconic marquee.
I am a huge evangelist for the importance of movie theaters. They have persisted for a long time, and they are one of our few, accessible third spaces that we have left. And I truly believe that the best way to see a movie is on the big screen.
The Moreland Theater, not the only local one celebrating its 100th birthday. Cinema 21 also passed the milestone, and next year, the Hollywood Theater will turn 100 as well.
Hey, Rod, earlier this morning, it's worth re-mentioning, I think. There's that theater on the Washington side of the Columbia that serves up that good popcorn. Can you remind us?
Yeah, the Liberty Theater. It's right on the main drag there in historic downtown Camas. Yeah. And their deal is they use real butter for their popcorn. And I've had it. It's fantastic. At that point, who cares what the movie even is? You got your tub of popcorn, you got your real butter, you got some salt, you're happy.
Yeah.
Whose microphone sounds bad? Do you think it's Rod's? I hope it's not, because you got 3 minutes of broadcasting to do here.
Testing. Testing. We're good, Brian Matthews says. All right, satellite radar for you. We have beautiful weather. Satellite just shows we're perfectly clear. Now, we know we're not. We know we have some valley fog, especially hugging along the Columbia and especially hugging down portions of the Willamette into downtown Portland. But outside of that, our cameras are mainly clear. Here's Chinook Woods Casino Resort in Lincoln City. That is mainly clear. 46 degrees. High temps today at the beach will be mid to upper 60s. This is perfectly clear looking at the Three Sisters. Not much snow left. This is from the camera in the Sisters area at Aspen Lakes Golf Course. This is the view from the clubhouse. Just fantastic, right? Really pretty. Going to be in the 70s over in Central Oregon today as well with generally light winds. Now here is the Columbia River. A little bit, you can tell, I think that the cloud deck is kind of thin. So literally at any moment, this deck of low clouds and fog will start to break. Look how glassy the Columbia is from the springs at the waterfront there along the Columbia River. 51 degrees is the temperature. Other numbers for you. A lot of you are waking up into the 40s, so we're into that early jacket needed time of the year, no doubt about that. 46 in Beaverton right now, in fact, and 45 in Battleground and Forest Grove. Other temperatures, 47 in Dallas. Salem just holding on at 50 degrees, and here is the sunny, in fact, perfectly clear blue sky forecast later today. 60s at the beach, 70s inland. There are the mid-70s in Bend and the mid-70s in Salem. Portland could get up to about 77 for a high. Fall begins at 11:19 this morning. Mid-80s tomorrow and Wednesday. More summer feel. Then back into the 70s and all dry and outside of early cloudiness, mainly sunny all the way through Sunday. Here's Chris.
Summer-like, heading into fall. All right, let's go ahead and get you out the door real quick. I-5 from Clark County. Here's the good news. The end of the line has made its way over the interstate bridge, but once you do, you got that to sit in the rest of the way down. That's from the Expo Center, and we're slow and go from there basically the rest of the way down to I-405 and the Fremont Bridge. So total trip in from Clark County. Again, all of this congestion now on the Oregon side. 26 minutes to get you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. That camera was cloudy. This camera is bright and sunny, and the drivers are dealing with that. You got the sunglasses or maybe even the welder's mask for that eastbound Highway 26 commute out near Murray Boulevard. That's slow and go for sure. And the I-5 drive, this is down in near Bridgeport Village, near Nyberg, I should say. And your northbound commute pretty slow and steady in and around the 205 interchange. Right now, total trip in from Wilsonville, 25 minutes. The drive in from Hillsboro, just under 30. Guys?
All right, Chris, let's talk some Fat Bear Week.
I'm watching these babies plump up.
Plump it up.
Fat Bear Week kicks off tomorrow, and we all have a chance to cast a vote for our favorite Fat Bear. After the break, we'll have more details on that and why this year's Fat Bear Week could be the fattest Fat Bear Week ever. And later.
Amid a growing free speech debate across the country here on Capitol Hill, lawmakers in both parties are raising concerns. I'm Alice Barr in Washington with the latest details coming up.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I proudly tell you this morning that it is Fat Bear Week. Fat Bear Week. So China had never heard of this thing.
Ever.
I'm sure a lot of viewers have also never heard of this. It's an annual event, happens online, where we can all track fat bears in Alaska as they bulk up for the winter. And then you can also vote for your favorite fat bear.
And this year's contest is set to be stacked with some serious heavyweights because of it, like that thing. Look at that. Look at that guy. We're gonna name him Toby. It's gonna be a good year because of this extraordinary salmon run, allegedly. NBC's Emily Ikeda brings us the latest. Are you done?
This morning, it's survival of the fattest at Alaska's Katmai National Park. Behemoth brown bears packing on the pounds ahead of hibernation season. And now they're battling it out for the title of brawniest Bruin in the popular online contest known as Fat Bear Week.
I have been waiting all year for this.
I'm watching these babies plump up.
Last year, more than 1 million votes were cast from 100 countries. And for more than a decade, millions of diehard fans, including school classrooms, have been tuning in to the live cams at Katmai's Brooks Falls.
Fat Bear Week is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the internet.
Watching the park's 2,200 bears feasting on salmon and doubling in weight. Some males topping the scales at 1,500 pounds as they prepare for winter.
A fat bear is a healthy bear.
Park Ranger Sarah Bruce says thanks to extraordinary salmon numbers, this year the bears could be more rotund than ever.
They are eating as much as they can right now. They're in a state called hyperphagia, which it means that some of their hormones telling them that they're full turns off. So they don't feel full at all. They just keep eating and eating and eating.
From bears in Alaska to these lovebirds in California to the spring moose migration in Sweden, nature cams have become a hot ticket online. And with the big bracket reveal later today, 12 bears now facing off for Fat Bear Week. Many fans already rooting for the return of reigning two-time champ 128, known as Grazer, who became the first mama bear to win, tipping the scales at an estimated 800 pounds. And big appetites seem to run in the family. Her cub, 128 Jr., just won Fat Bear Jr., earning her a spot in the main event. Another likely contender, Bear 32, aka Chunk, who returned to Brooks River this spring with a serious jaw injury.
Brown bears are typically solitary creatures.
But Bruce says with so much food to go around, there's been an unexpected change.
We don't usually see these older, dominant male bears playing, but we saw them playing together quite a bit because they were just so well fed.
Serving up steep competition for who will reign supremely stout.
Supremely stout.
Good report there from Emily.
It's the best story of the day, man. It deserves applause.
Yeah.
Just before that report from Emily, I got to do my own fat bear impersonation.
Yeah.
Would you like to give it a try?
Okay.
Stand down, Skinny Bear. Skinny Bear month is next March.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So did you ever, you probably, maybe you did, but at Thanksgiving dinner when you were a kid, you eat so much that afterwards you get on the living room floor and you're really just kind of sprawled out on your back because you can't move and you don't feel good because you've eaten so much?
Right.
You have done this.
Like last year.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, very impressive.
No, I've eaten to the point where I've actually gotten sick. Like I just keep going because it's there in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wasteful.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do on Thanksgiving?
I think so.
Oh, I'm not talking about Thanksgiving. It was like a random Wednesday night.
Okay.
It was a Tuesday at Golden Corral or whatever that.
Outback Steakhouse to be specific.
This is our headline, 11:19 this morning. Dun, da, da, the autumnal equinox. It will be fall. And by the way, just a reminder that we don't turn the clocks back until that first Sunday in November. So that's still 5-6 weeks out. November 2nd is the date on that. And a quick update, because I love sharing good news. The rains that we've had, I mean, back on Sunday, PDX picked up 26 100s, and there were light measurable rain totals statewide yesterday morning, by the way. We're back down to only 3 large named wildfires burning in Oregon. Still a pretty good clump of them up in the northern half of Washington. But the Foley Ridge fire isn't very big. The Backbone fire is really not that big. The Immigrant fire is now 41% contained. That's that fire burning in timber in the Cascades of Lane County. And it's sitting at about 32,000 acres. It really hasn't grown much in the last couple of weeks. So at this point, you expect the wildfire news to get better and better until we get into later in October, November, and the fall rains come and the fire season goes away. Okay, air quality is good. Again, the fire news is terrific overall, at least here in Oregon. We have mainly clear skies. We are tracking some low valley, shallow fog pockets that will be going away during the morning hours. By the way, that low clump of snow right there, that's what's left of the Palmer snowfield. Never used to be like that. It always used to hold a perfectly kind of postage stamp outline all the way into the snow season, but no longer. It's dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. 43 is the number up at Timberline Lodge. Here in Portland, in fact, Portland is the cloudiest spot that I see on any of our cameras, but I think the low cloud deck is fairly thin. I do expect it to go away at some point this morning. 54 is the number. Here's a view from the Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. You can see laying down low some of that low clouds and fog, but up top, it's all sunny blue skies. Temperatures for you real quick. Pick them out. 50 in Salem, 48 in Kelso, 54 Portland, 54 Astoria, 43 in Bend. Burns, you were 31. You're up to 40 already. Valley forecast, here we go with what's going to be just a gorgeous day. Sunny skies, mid to upper 70s. Winds will be light. Similar situation up in southwest Washington. Portland, 77. Warmer days tomorrow and Tuesday, mid 80s, then back into the 70s and maybe some early clouds or fog. But I really think tomorrow and Wednesday should be perfectly clear right out the door. Really nice week coming up. Here's Chris.
And still warm enough to send the ball off the tee, because that's what the rod's going to be doing this week. Great. All right, let's go ahead and get you in from the west side right now. Highway 26 inbound, slow and steady coming in from Hillsborough. That's about a 30-minute commute. Let me take you to one of the slowest parts of that drive. Maybe sun glare is the reason. It's cloudy in downtown, but it is bright and sunny on the west side, and that is a live look out near Murray Boulevard. So all 3 eastbound lanes kind of puttering along there at about 15 miles an hour. Meanwhile, through North Portland, the end of the line on the Clark County commute has made its way over the interstate bridge. So we're clear on that side of town, but as soon as you cross the bridge, you hit that wall of traffic. All 3 lanes of I-5 southbound now really dragging through North Portland. It's about a 24-minute ride to get you in bridge to bridge from the, I know the name of the bridge, the interstate bridge to the Fremont. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris.
The FCC was wrong to weigh in, and I'll fight any attempt by the government to get involved with speech.
After Charlie Kirk's public memorial, the debate over free speech is intensifying, coming up while lawmakers in both parties are warning about censorship and what the Pentagon new rules could mean for journalists.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
While thousands of people gathered in Arizona Sunday for Charlie Kirk's memorial service, the nation is also in the middle of a free speech debate.
From the suspension of ABC late host Jimmy Kimmel to new rules at the Pentagon, NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
This morning, pressing questions from both sides of the aisle about free speech in America, as tens of thousands said goodbye to the murdered conservative activist Charlie Kirk at a public memorial in Arizona.
I will miss him so much because our marriage and our family were beautiful.
Many, including President Trump, honoring Kirk's commitment to promoting free speech.
It's the right and inheritance of every free American, the greatest legacy of the Enlightenment, and among the most treasured achievements of civilization. We will defend it at all costs.
Now, in the wake of Kirk's assassination, there are new concerns about censorship, thrust to the forefront after ABC indefinitely pulled its late-night host Jimmy Kimmel off air after his comments about Republicans' response to Kirk's murder that led to criticism from the FCC chairman and suggestions of potential action involving the network's license. President Trump has since made similar comments. Lawmakers in both parties weighing in.
The FCC was wrong to weigh in, and I'll fight any attempt by the government to get involved with speech.
Censorship and what we're seeing from the federal government only serves to further divide us and make us less safe.
It comes amid new Defense Department restrictions that journalists can no longer gather or report information, even unclassified, without authorization from the government or risk losing their press credentials. The National Press Club calling it a direct assault on independent journalism, while Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth argued the press does not run the Pentagon, the people do.
Today, President Trump heads to New York for the United Nations General Assembly with a focus on the wars in Gaza and Ukraine and an expected announcement related to autism before he leaves town. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
They just ransacked the place. They took so much stuff, it was unbelievable.
Coming up in our next half hour, the amount of money a Southwest Portland cannabis shop is putting up on their own to help the people, or help find the people that is, who robbed them at gunpoint. Plus,
they will become masters of mechanics, learn new languages, space medicine, and learn critical survival skills for the harsh environments of Earth and in space.
It's a heck of a hype video. A hype video from NASA, which is set to unveil this new crop of astronauts, where the newbies may be headed, coming up here at 8:45.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Good morning, I'm Drew Carney. The man accused of causing a deadly crash in Salem over the weekend is scheduled to appear in court this afternoon. Deputies say the 23-year-old crossed the center line on Condon Road Saturday night, hitting an SUV head-on. 4 people died, 5 others were seriously hurt. The charges against the suspect include manslaughter, DUI, and reckless driving. All right, let's check in with Rod Hill in the Weather Center. What's happening, Rod?
Final hours of summer. The autumnal equinox, our local time, 11:19 this morning. Fall begins, so it'll be fall when you're taking your lunch break today. Here's the Salem sky camera. A little dark on the iris of the camera, but you can tell that's clear blue and a beautiful morning. Different story in Portland. We have this veil of low clouds and even fog up in the West Hills. Temperature is 54. The low clouds and fog I just showed you will be clearing out in the coming hours by noon, and then all afternoon perfectly clear. 64 at noon, 77 at 5 o'clock. Light winds. Going to be a beautiful day, and in fact a gorgeous week ahead. The 7-day is completely dry. Mid 80s tomorrow and Wednesday, and then back into the 70s starting on Thursday.
Good morning. Look at these little guys. Some great news for the southern resident orcas. A new orca calf was spotted near Whidbey Island in Washington's Puget Sound. Researchers noticed the baby whale swimming with J-pod, which is the same pod welcomed a female calf a few weeks ago. Sadly, it did not survive. Only about a half of all orca calves survive after birth, but the southern resident orcas are considered an endangered species because of threats like a lack of food and noise in the water, but researchers hope to catch up with the new calf to check on its health, and we are waiting for the gender reveal. But either way, it is a cutie patootie.
So China Green beaming even more than normal on this Monday because she welcomed a new baby into her household.
I did not, from my stomach.
I didn't say it came from your stomach.
Surprise!
But tell us about this new baby at your house.
My husband surprised me with this dog that we've always wanted. We got a golden retriever puppy. He's 9 weeks old. His name is Barry. I had no idea. My husband had to get blood work done in the morning, and so he wasn't there when I woke up. And then I was outside, and then he came with it, and I was hysterically sobbing with this beautiful little dog.
That video you shared was beautiful.
Now, at what moment did your husband realize she loves the puppy more than me? Because it happened.
Before he got home. Yes.
I'm done with you.
From one golden owner to another?
Yes, for golden owners. All right, we have a great day coming up. It's going to clear out. If you have fog and low clouds where you are, most areas do not. But if you have them at your home, they will be gone in the coming hours. And then our entire state, 2-state region, in fact, will be perfectly clear today. Here's Snookwood's Casino Resort in Lincoln City. Some folks out taking an early morning stroll. This is the cloudiest spot that I can find, and it is along the Willamette in downtown Portland. But I really think these clouds will start to clear out literally at any moment. 54 is the number out at the airport. So we'll be clear at noon, and it will be fall by noon. The autumnal equinox, the start of fall, 11:19 local time this morning. 64 degrees at noon, 77 at 5 p.m. Here comes the clear sky map this afternoon, and just really delightful weather and pretty much matching seasonal norms for this time of the year as well. 60s at the beach, generally 70s inland, as you can see, and the winds will be on the light side today as well. So easy day to be traveling or working or playing outdoors. Again, fall begins 11:19 this morning. We'll be in the 80s tomorrow and Wednesday, but it looks like that's only for 2 days, and then back into the 70s on Thursday. As we cool down, we may get back into some low clouds, early fog from Thursday into the weekend, but really, really nice 7-day forecast, Chris.
It's to ease back from vacation with an easy forecast, Rod. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up with a not fun drive right now. Okay, so I-205 southbound, the little icon down there, the wrenches that are swinging. We're not talking about the golf game here. We're talking about a disabled vehicle right now on the Abernathy Bridge. So the good news is that's just cleared, but the bad news is, check this out. There's the lineup down around Gladstone, and it's actually backing up towards Clackamas. So you're going to need an extra 10 or 15 minutes just to get southbound from Clackamas to West Lynn right now. Hopefully we'll get that flushed out soon, but in the meantime, again, that drive running really thick. Not sure why the map's moved around on me, but in any event, that's our last trouble spot of the morning. Otherwise, we're looking okay on the rest of the freeway drive right now. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. Top story here at 8:30. A Southwest Portland cannabis shop is offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest after getting robbed at gunpoint.
It's the second time the store has been robbed in just the last year. Catherine Cook has the story.
Just demoralizing and scary.
It's been 1 week since someone robbed Sally Bishop's cannabis dispensary, Green Goddess Remedies, on Southwest Taylors Ferry Road.
They just ransacked the place. They took so much stuff, it was unbelievable.
Security video shows two men with guns and faces covered. The manager on shift holds up her hands as she follows orders, leading crooks to the safe. Sally says it's the second time this has happened here in less than a year.
We're all on pins and needles, you know, and it makes it worse because we can't see out our windows right now because it's boarded up.
Back in July, an SUV crashed into the building, causing $200,000 in damage. Sally's still waiting for insurance to come through. Just another burden to bear.
At this point, I'm like, what's next?
Sally opened Green Goddess 13 years ago, the same week recreational marijuana became legal in Oregon. She's proud of the small woman-owned business she's built, but says doing business in a city where cannabis break-ins have now become rampant is not what she signed up for.
I've lost employees over it who were traumatized.
The Portland Police Bureau's Major Crimes Unit is investigating the case. Sally is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
This isn't child's play. I mean, eventually, and it has happened, people are going to be killed.
In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Investigators are working to figure out what caused a fire at this storage facility in Aurora. It happened yesterday afternoon at Executive RV Storage. Firefighters arrived to find dark smoke coming from 4 units. They were eventually able to put the fire out, though, without anyone getting hurt.
Meantime, firefighters in Lebanon had to work on extinguishing 2 fires at once. The first happened on Morton Street around 5:36 yesterday, with the second one sparking 2 minutes later a few miles away. When crews arrived at the first one, they found a detached garage on fire. That fire spread to a neighboring house. And while that was happening, crews were working to fight another garage fire that had spread to the home's roof and attic. 2 cars in the driveway were burned as well. The causes of both fires are being investigated. No one was injured in either.
A Montana man is in the Multnomah County Jail this morning after a multi-state crime spree that caused more than $150,000 worth of damage. On September 11th, Salem police say 32-year-old Brian Del Werner was caught on camera damaging nearly 3 dozen cars at Mercedes and Acura of Salem over on Commercial Street Southeast. 3 days later, he allegedly damaged another 35 cars at BMW of Salem on Van Ness Avenue Northeast. Police arrested him in Portland last Monday on several charges, including DUI. They say he also had a warrant out for his arrest because of a vandalism spree in Montana that involved gunfire.
Healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente in Oregon and Southwest Washington have voted to authorize a strike. So the Oregon Federation of Nurses and Health Professionals say 97% of its members approved the strike. The union says it's most concerned about staffing levels and working conditions. Meanwhile, Kaiser Permanente says it meets and often exceeds nurse-to-patient ratios. The union could give a 10-day strike notice anytime after the current contract expires at the end of this month.
We have an update this morning on the Oregon man who was arrested by Border Patrol while helping to fight a wildfire in Washington last month. The attorney representing 23-year-old Rigoberto Hernandez pleaded for his immediate release. His attorney says Hernandez was in the process of getting legal status, and the only offense on his record was a misdemeanor for speed racing shortly after he turned 18. The legal director at Innovation Law Lab says that they've asked for a hearing to be scheduled as soon as next week, but it's up to the court at this point as to when that hearing will actually happen.
Oregon and 21 other states have won a court order halting U.S. Department of Agriculture from obtaining information about SNAP recipients. Earlier this year, the department ordered states to provide information on those receiving SNAP benefits since 2020. That includes information like home addresses, social security numbers, and immigration status. On Friday, a judge issued a temporary restraining order halting the order. About 1 in 6 people in Oregon receive SNAP benefits.
All right, let's talk college football this morning. The Ducks and the Beavers, of course, met on the football field Saturday for the 129th time. Autzen Stadium was the site for this year's rivalry game. Nobody really expected this one to be close. It actually was for a bit until it wasn't. Final score in this one, Oregon 41, Oregon State 7. The 6th-ranked Ducks are now 4-0. Oregon linebacker Bryce Betcher took a pretty good shot, a verbal shot at the Beavs after the game was over.
I'll say, when you try to fight with your big brother, you can put up a little fight in the beginning like they did in the first quarter, but usually after 4 quarters or 4 rounds, big brother usually wins.
beating them by 34 points wasn't enough. He had to go out and call them his little brothers.
Little brothers.
My goodness.
Whoa.
All right, Saturday, the Ducks visit second-ranked Penn State, easily one of the biggest games of the season, happening here in September. KGW News with live coverage from Happy Valley, Pennsylvania, both Friday and Saturday. We'll also have a pregame special for you. They're calling it, it's a very original name, China.
Okay.
Countdown to kickoff, Oregon versus Penn State.
Got it. Easy to remember.
And then the game itself will air right here on KGW starting at 4:30 Saturday. So there you go. Real quick, want to mention the Apple Cup. It also happened on Saturday. Washington State trying to keep things close against Washington with that third quarter touchdown, but then the fourth quarter happened. The Huskies scored 28 unanswered points in that final quarter, rolling past the Cougs 59-24. Next up for the Huskies, a Saturday showdown at home against Ohio State. The Cougars, meanwhile, will visit Colorado State.
And over the weekend, Pioneer Courthouse Square was packed with Blazer fans celebrating the return of Damian Lillard. There was a street fair as well as various booths and activities. Most importantly, Dame addressed the crowd and answered some fan questions. That included how it felt playing at the Moda Center, but having to go to the visiting team's locker rooms while he was with the Milwaukee Bucks.
It was one of the more weird moments of my career. When I walked in the building, I actually didn't even know where it was, believe it or not. You know, I'm looking around at this building that I've always played in. You know, I played most of my games there, and now, like, I'm not a part of this no more, you know, and I think it affected me.
He's still recovering from an injury and is not expected to play this coming season. Blazers' first game of the preseason, though, set for October 8th in San Francisco against the Warriors.
All right, from Dame time with Damian Lillard, we have traffic time with Chris McGinnis.
Excited for that. What if they make a run?
Let's do it, baby.
If they make a run, does he come back? I don't know if it's possible, but anyway. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up on the east side right now. I-205 southbound still recovering a bit from an earlier issue on the Abernathy Bridge. The stall, the disabled vehicle's out of the way, but traffic is running really thick back towards the Clackamas area. So that's one trouble spot this morning there. You can see we're puttering along at about 15 miles an hour or so on that part of our freeway commute. The rest of the drive's actually not in too bad a shape for this hour of a Monday morning commute. We could be doing a lot worse than this. 25 minutes get you in from Hillsborough now. Just under 30 to get you in from Troutdale on Interstate 84. And the drive north from Wilsonville, just shy of 30 minutes from Wilsonville Road to downtown. Guys?
All right, thank you, Chris.
We're looking for highly intelligent, highly capable teammates, folks that we are really entrusting our lives to.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to become an astronaut?
Yeah.
You have.
Way more than I have in my brain.
Well, listen, maybe you could make the cut. Coming up here on the Sunrise Show, China Green and viewing audience, we will explain what it takes to become an astronaut as NASA gets set to unveil its latest class later today.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I've had trouble with it, so have that button handy. You copy that?
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Today, NASA is expected to announce the newest class of astronauts. We are not among them. Spoiler alert. But they're expected to be among a group of astronauts to one day land on the moon, maybe even Mars.
Since you brought it up, do you know what it takes to be an astronaut? You need several things. So if you don't have one of these things, I would say you should move farther away from the camera. Okay. So you have to be really smart. You have to have an expertise in science.
Keep going.
You have to have a good awareness of where you're at all times. And you have to be a team player. You should come forward. You're a good team player. NBC's Tom Costello has more without banging into studio equipment.
Yeah, watch that.
It was 3 weeks ago that the future of NASA roared off a SpaceX launch pad in Texas. A near-perfect test flight for Starship, the biggest rocket ever built, to one day carry astronauts to a moon landing and maybe someday Mars. Today, NASA will introduce its newest astronaut class, those who could one day be chosen for those future missions. And NASA is making a big publicity push.
They will become masters of mechanics, learn new languages, space medicine, and learn critical survival skills for the harsh environments of Earth and in space.
Out of 8,000 applicants, only 10 made the cut.
What are you looking for in a new astronaut?
We're looking for highly intelligent, highly capable teammates, folks that we are really entrusting our lives to.
They've got a lot of work ahead of them, including 2 years of rigorous training. Meanwhile, other astronauts will soon head to the moon with NASA's Artemis program. Remember the uncrewed Artemis 1 test flight in 2022? Well, now a crewed Artemis 2 could launch by next April. Artemis 2 is a 10-day mission slingshotting around the moon with 4 astronauts on board, testing all of the crew systems before the next mission, Artemis 3, lands on the moon. The Artemis 2 crew will make a very big loop around the moon, flying further from the Earth than any humans ever. Mission Commander Reed Weissman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Cook, and Canadian fighter pilot astronaut Jeremy Hansen. Last year, Al sat down with all 4 here at NASA.
When people ask you, why do we need to go back to the moon? What do you say to them?
We are humans. We are built to explore.
But America has competition.
We're pushing our partners. We're pushing NASA. We're in a second space race right now.
NASA wants to land Artemis 3 astronauts on the moon in 2027 or 28, while China is also hoping to land its own astronauts there by 2030.
And what's important with this mission is what we learn on this mission to the moon is going to help us to actually put American boots on Mars.
But to get to Mars, NASA will first need to build a base on the moon.
Going back to the moon, going back there in a sustainable way. And so such a privilege to welcome a new class to join us on that journey.
Tom Costello with the astronaut update for us. All right, I've got a song, Rod, for your weather deck appearance, but I'm going to need China Green to play a little air guitar. Can you play some air guitar while I do the singing? Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Rod's on the roof, Rod's on the roof, Rod's on the roof 'cause he's nobody's goof. That's it.
I'm a little disappointed, actually.
Disappointed? What'd you expect from me?
I don't know.
Air guitarist.
You come up with great lyrics in the past. That would not have made the cut. What'd you have to, 10 out of 8,000? Is that what that story said, the applicants?
Yes.
Become astronauts? That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
We are up here on the roof, brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. I can see the West Hills as I look forward, just getting kissed by the clouds. So the low clouds that are covering all of Portland downtown area right now, sitting up there at about 1,000 feet or slightly lower. I can also tell it's been a little misty out this morning, although not feeling anything right now. Our #1 headline is on this graphic. Take a look. Dun, 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 dun. Fall begins 11:19 this morning with the autumnal equinox. Now notice, or reminder, we don't return to standard time, meaning we don't follow our clocks back 1 hour until that first Sunday in November, and that's November 2nd. Beautiful day shaping up. Infrared satellite picture not picking up on the low clouds or fog pockets that we have. It's showing everything as clear. And in fact, when you get away from downtown Portland, pretty much everything is clear. I mean, if you jump over the West Hills from where I'm standing right now, it's a different world. Look at that gorgeous morning out over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha. Other cameras for you look like this. Well, this is what I'm seeing here in the downtown Portland area. Our Pioneer Park camera looking off to the east over the Pioneer Courthouse, seeing the cloudy skies. Temperature out at the airport right now is 54 degrees. It is partly cloudy currently out over the Columbia River. Here's another sunny view. You can see some low clouds laying down from the Chehalem tasting room camera out in Sherwood. All right, temperatures, it's going to be a great day. If you have low clouds and fog, downtown Portland is right now. These will be clearing out in the coming hours of this morning, and we'll go on to be perfectly clear. It's 42 out in Baker City, 50 in the Dalles, 50 in Salem, 50 degrees up in Astoria. Temperatures somewhat similar statewide. And here are the valley numbers. Later today, running about 5 above yesterday's high. That would put us generally in the upper 70s in Corvallis, Salem, and McMinnville. A perfectly clear sky afternoon expected. A lot of you are clear right now. Southwest Washington, again, getting into a perfectly clear afternoon with temperatures in the 70s. And here come the 7-day forecast numbers. It's going to be a great week. Fall begins this morning, again, 11-19, 77. Mid-80s tomorrow Wednesday. No low clouds the next couple of starts. Perfectly clear. Then back to some low clouds early, but otherwise sunny and 70s from Thursday to Sunday. Boy, enjoy that 7-day. It's really going to be fantastic. Now from the rooftop, it is birthday time. All right, let's start our party today on this Monday. We've got Carter with his dog out there celebrating 8 years old today in Battleground. Happy birthday to you. Also celebrating a birthday on this Monday is Gage. Last year being a teen, 19. Hope you have a great day today. And we've got, I think, one more to celebrate with you. Here's Donna. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a fun day today on this Monday. It's going to be beautiful as we get going through it. Birthdays at KGW.com. We will celebrate with you. Now let's go back indoors to Chris McGinnis.
All right, let's get you out the door. A quick look at, I found the clouds and I found the traffic too. It's cloudy there on this camera and the traffic is running pretty thick through North Portland still. I-5 southbound right now, moving along at about 10 miles an hour in from North Portland. That said, the end of the line has made its way across the interstate bridge. So 22 minutes gets you from the interstate down to the Fremont. Speaking of bridges, we take you down to the Abernathy Bridge. An earlier issue there has cleared, but the drive's still kind of thick on that side of town as well. And your drive coming in from Hillsborough, 24 minutes on the Sunset. Sunrise continues after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Here's a quick recap of some of this morning's top local stories. The man accused of causing a deadly crash in Salem over the weekend is due in court this afternoon. Deputies say the 23-year-old crossed the center line on Condon Road Saturday night, hitting an SUV head-on. 4 people died. 5 others, including the suspect, were seriously hurt. He faces several charges, including manslaughter, DUII, and reckless driving. Portland police were involved in a shooting this weekend outside a gas station on Southeast 122nd and Division. Investigators say an armed suspect fired at officers first, and police returned fire, hitting the man, who was taken to the hospital. Local Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers have voted to authorize a strike. Their union says the workers are most concerned about staffing levels and work conditions. Kaiser Permanente, on the other hand, says it meets and often exceeds nurse-to-patient ratios. The union can give a 10-day strike notice at any point after the current workers' contract expires at the end of the month.
You know, it is a little bit cool. I was just outside on the KGW weather deck, and you can feel, I didn't notice any mist, but you can kind of sense the water vapor heavy out there. All that goes away. If you're not clear right now, you will become clear this morning. 77 the high. Fall begins 11-19, mid-80s tomorrow on Wednesday.
That's the best looking forecast of the year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll follow it up with an okay looking drive. I-5 southbound still a little slow from, well, not from Clark County, but through North Portland. 25 minutes gets you in from Main Street. And there's a quick look at your other drive times. We could do worse.
Yeah.
We could do better. We could do worse.
Yeah.
For sure, Chris McGinnis. All right, final minute of the Sunrise Show on a Monday morning. China Green has that brand new family member that she's running home to later today. Barry, the golden retriever. When do we start teaching Barry some of the basic commands, like sit?
He can sit.
He can sit already.
He can sit already.
Okay, the most important one.
Can he download the app?
The KGW app?
Yes.
How about the streaming TV app?
Yes.
That's a good one too. You know what, since you brought it up, let's talk about that. If you're watching us right now on the app, we appreciate you doing so. If you have friends that haven't found KGW Plus yet, could you get in their ear, please? Could you let them know where to go for the best local news, weather, and traffic, especially during the sunrise hours? We appreciate you watching us, of course, and we'll see you back here